All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Friday. Welcome to Finish the Story. I am your host, Keegan Ray. Welcome to the best storyteller show out of Marietta, Georgia.
The best one.
I am joined here by my co-host, producer, best friend, Mr. Trent Ludzak, on the ones and twos, making this whole thing fucking work.
I'd say that we're so much we're by such a margin the best that it's almost, you could say, no competition.
Yeah, definitely no competition. In the storyteller game out of Marietta, Georgia, we are the top podcast. Number one.
Yeah.
It feels good to be number one.
It does.
It's a great feel. Week after week being number one.
I know. We've never dropped a little bit in the
weeks
charts.
running. Yeah. We are the number. Dude, I hope this sparks another one. Just because somebody hears it and is like, absolutely not, dude.
Nah. Yeah.
Fuck those guys.
Here's the thing. I still don't think they could beat us. They'd still be number two.
Yeah.
It'd be like an episode of Anchorman when we meet at McCracken's.
That would absolutely be where we have to meet. You have to have a throwdown at the back bar.
I mean, Billy has talked about getting like biker cuts.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say
comics.
Billy's talked about starting a storyteller show. I was like, God damn it, dude.
No, about getting like biker cuts made from McCracken's comics.
That would be awesome.
Get little patches and badges and shit.
Yeah.
Because then we could go fight Star Bar, you know?
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
Roll in there.
We should do that anyway as a sketch idea.
Roll in there with like just a instead of a group of bikes, like a group of just barely running cars.
Yeah.
Rolling up to Star Bar.
We go to Star Bar, they treat us like shit. Like, it's OTP comics. Like, spit on the ground in front of us.
Bro, beating people with PBRs and socks. That's the most
smashing the clipboard over their head with the list.
That's the most comic weapon, probably, is a PBR and a sock.
Yeah. That or verbal abuse. Yeah.
Verbal abuse, yeah, but that's a given. Like, the problem with, you can't verbally abuse comics because we're like, good one.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't hit us like that.
No, never does.
But, yeah, man.
Yeah. It's getting cold. Sucks outside.
Cold.
Yeah, I was outside today. I was like, fuck this. This sucks. I don't understand.
Horrible.
So explain to me, like, when you're in Minnesota and it's that much colder, how do you walk your dog? How do you do fucking anything?
As quickly as you can.
Really?
Yes.
Like, that's crazy.
No, you just have to accept that this is going to suck a lot every time I go outside.
Nice.
Every single
What's
time.
the coldest weather you've ever been in?
I mean, it's definitely been, because I've been through like polar vortexes where it'll be like negative 20
that doesn't
for a
even
week.
sound good. Polar vortex sounds.
It's a vortex of cold wind that shoots across the Great Lakes because it's just big. It's just a big flat. So it's like cold wind from Canada.
Oh, fuck that.
Just rolling across.
Canadians. The goddamn Canucks.
Yeah, dude. All around the Great Lakes, it gets horrible.
God, negative 20? Fuck that.
Yeah, it'll just like stay around that. Like, it'll stay negatives for like a week straight.
That's 50 degrees colder than like what it usually is here. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I mean, past negative 10, there's one sensation, and it is just pain. Like, it's not, it doesn't feel cold anymore. It's just any exposed skin starts to, like, hurts as soon as the air touches
I'm sure I've said this on here, but we went night skiing one time, and
That's
it was
fun.
like -2.
Yeah.
And like nobody really, we're like, it'll be fine, bro. We got on the ski lift, and as soon as we started going up, the wind started blowing. You just heard people going, ah!
Yeah. The ski lift is the worst part.
Yeah. Just immediately, everyone, you could hear people being like, this was a poor decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
went
you're
down
fine
one
going
slope.
down.
I went one slope and just immediately to the fucking cabin.
I mean, it's fun going down because, like, you're working a little bit, you get the blood pumping, you don't get cold. But then as soon as you have to sit on a chair for like a chair raised into the wind for 3.5 minutes
into the clouds. Yeah.
I grew up somewhere where it was small enough that there were tow ropes that could bring you up the whole hill. So you could actually ride and never stop moving.
That's nice.
So that is much better.
They did that. They did that in West Virginia for the tubing. You had like a little rope, pulley thing. I was like, how white trash is this? Just little fat babies hooked to a
Keegan, I would call that the industry standard. I would call it, when we're talking tubing, that is what they all are doing. Every single one of them.
Industry standard, yeah. Tubing is fun. We should do that. Somehow rope that into like Patreon.
There is a place that if we ever end up in Cable, Wisconsin, they do have a pretty wild tubing hill.
Really?
Like you look at it, and you're like, I don't know if we should tube down this. Because like it's one of those ones where it's big, obviously, first of all. Like it's bigger than a lot of the ones you see as tubing hills.
Yeah.
And it has a real slope. It's
like a black diamond tubing hill.
Yeah, I would call it has a very exponential curve to it. So like by the time you're at the top, like you come down and you almost just drop. Like it's very steep at the very beginning. So you get hauling.
That's awesome.
And then it's also like rural northern Wisconsin. So there's the safety regulations are not like there's not a guy up like they're like,
oh, be careful.
How many people do you want all to hold on to each other going down the hill? 35? I think we can let that happen. And then there's just like a NASCAR level wipeout.
That's what I'm seeing. Like when you see those videos on the dirt track where it's flipping over.
Boots flying everywhere. Yeah, it's not good. But it's fun.
Yeah. I mean, that's real fun. That's all you can do when it's snowy as fuck.
I don't know
outside.
if it's still open, but I could ask my
I would venture to think not.
I mean, at the very least, we could hike up with our own tubes. Just do one run.
Yeah.
It would be probably more dangerous than ever, but
yeah.
Pretty
when
fun.
Nobody's been on it. Yeah. You're just fucking tubing over the frozen carcass of a child from 20 years ago. Frozen fingers.
Yeah. Maybe we could probably rig up a ski couch out there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That would be... Dude, do you know how much of a nightmare it would be to get a couch to the top of the hill?
We have to do that, though. If this really blows up and we start touring and like we go to a ski place, we are doing ski couch. That is a video we're doing.
If we can. Because
we must.
It would need to be like an unpopulated. The problem is any place that would have equipment that would make it easier to get the couch up is not going to let us do it.
No, I mean it would definitely have to be like a,
yeah, like we just need to find a hill.
Like we'd have to rig it up.
Yeah,
it
would be rough.
Yeah,
yeah, we'll be rolling my Subaru, trying to tow it up a hill with a Subaru.
It's like Patreon accident. Like two Marietta-based comedians are paralyzed from the waist down. Attempting to take a ski couch, homemade DIYs.
Yeah. Tow it up a hill with a Subaru Crosstrek.
Yeah, this one's for the gram. Just cut to us. Like the grapes lady. Oh. Just laying at the bottom of the hill.
We're both making individual unique sounds.
That's when you knew as a kid, you knew your friend was fucked up when you heard that noise.
Yeah, there's certain sounds where you're like, I should just leave now. I should pretend I was never here.
One time my brother was watching me and like he was babysitting and him and his friend were doing like mountain bikes and they're going down this little trail that they had made. Just a poorly done trail in the woods. And so I was like, can I go down? And my brother's like, yeah, I guess you can go down once. So I go down and I hit this thing of pine straw. Dude, I hit this branch so hard it clotheslined me. And immediately when it hit me, I hit my back and it knocked the breath out of me. So I started doing that. And my brother, all I remember is him trying to pick me up. And he's like, dude, you're going to get me in so much trouble. It was not an ounce of like,
I broke my spine.
Yeah, are you okay? It's get up. You're going to get me in so much fucking trouble. But the realization of when I was going down that hill and I hit the pine straw and just started electric sliding, dude, it was bad news.
Yeah. I had a sort of similar story. So the guy was shockingly not that hurt and we did get caught, but the people were more like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Because we were longboarding. We used to do that a little bit of that. I loved it. It was I was a big like downhill guy, so we just find these huge hills and just bomb them.
I was a downhill head, dude.
So there's this kid who had a little bit shorter board than
Which,
mine.
by the way, if you go back and see those hills today, they're not as big as you thought.
So this one is, I've been by it multiple times. It's near where I grew up. It is, so it's not that it's incredibly steep, which was kind of what you want.
Right.
But it's literally like almost a half a mile long.
Oh, shit. That's awesome. That's perfect.
But there's a turn in it. So it's the top part
Not
is like a
ideal.
nice little down, flat, pretty newly paved.
Nice.
The lower part is the kind where they put gravel on it every few years and then just let cars drive over it till it's, but like it was packed down enough you could ride it
Yeah.
safely, and you actually wouldn't go as fast on it. This one kid gets the speed wobbles towards the bottom and he starts veering off towards the grass, but there's a mailbox.
Oh,
And it's
no.
one of these mailboxes where it's like a big stone pillar
Oh, no.
with like a 4x4 sticking out with the mailbox on it. Dude, this kid catches the 4x4
my
right in
God.
the middle of the chest and snaps it off.
Oh, no.
And he somehow
His hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Dude, he somehow immediately realized, he's like, I'm not hurt enough that I'm just going to get in trouble for this. So
Yeah.
he gets up, he's like, we got to go. But then the owner comes out and is like, hey, are you okay? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm fine. They're like, no, don't worry about the mailbox. Like, I just want to make sure you didn't just die on my front lawn.
You definitely have internal bleeding. Holy shit.
Yeah. Snapped a 4x4
That's
in
crazy.
half with his chest.
That is crazy. Yeah, kids will just go through a wall and come out.
Bro, I was probably 22 I was like fresh out of the army.
Damn.
22. Yeah.
22 and this guy.
I mean, this kid was probably like 20, 21. But yeah.
I was picturing like a 10-year-old kid.
No, this is like young adults.
Yeah, that's like where you're like, dude, did you just
Yeah.
wreck my mailbox? You're a grown-ass man.
Yeah, well, I was a little drunk at the time, I remember. So,
All right, now the whole story's coming
yeah.
out.
Yeah, I don't know about this kid, but
Yeah.
bro, it was one of those moments where like you're like, oh, did I just see a guy die? I really hope I did. It would be fucked up if I was in the army for a few years and saw somebody die my first month out.
Yeah, on a fucking longboard. You like had a funeral. They're like, how'd he go? You're like, longboarding.
Yeah.
Mailbox.
Actually, the last time I was up there,
Would you get that funeral though? Would you still get the 21 guns and the folded flag and all
Me?
that? No, if that guy.
well, that guy wasn't in the military.
Oh, okay.
That guy was just like some kid that was still around town.
Oh yeah, the guy that
Yeah.
never left.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I was hanging out with those guys
Awesome.
because I didn't have any
Nice.
friends yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were the people I was hanging out with.
Yeah.
But I did tell you,
That's never a good crew.
no,
No, that's always a sad
go
crew.
hang out with a bunch of townies.
Yeah, you go hang out in their house. They're still in the bedroom. That was like their
Oh, I didn't go to
childhood
their
bedroom.
house. Don't worry, I didn't
Oh,
go to their
dude.
houses.
I did
no.
that one time. I came home and we went to this dude's house and it was like his childhood bedroom and he's like getting weed out of like a fucking Swisher Sweet box and his. You're like, dude, what
Still
are we?
hiding it.
Yeah, what are we doing?
You're like,
here?
bro, do you have a box of porn on your bed
Yeah,
under your bed
bro.
still? What's happening?
You're like, I'm fucking out. This is
Crazy.
too much.
Yeah.
This is too much, man. I'm really sad right now.
I need to leave immediately.
I'm really having to face a lot of things I was trying to forget. That's terrible, dude. The people that never got out, it's rough. It's
Yeah.
rough to see.
You got to at least
Not
for
that
a
I
while.
did anything good. Don't
No.
think I'm.
No, you don't do anything better when you leave.
Yeah, I
But
just had to get out.
But you find out that it's all the same everywhere.
You know what's weird? I work with a lot of kids that are younger, and none of them live on their own. They all live with
Yeah.
their parents, and they're cool with it.
That's like a point of like I've always been like I am just trying to be independent. And
At
self-sufficient.
least, at
that's
least.
all. That's like the
At
base
least
level.
enough to pay rent. Like,
Exactly.
what the fuck are you talking about?
Crazy.
It's like, to me, first off, if you're a dude, even a girl, like this one girl was talking about, she dates all these guys, and she's like, yeah, at the house, and I'm like, who do you live with? I thought she lived with one of the girls.
Yeah.
She's like, my roommates are my parents. She said, but I live in a separate wing of the house. Shut the fuck up.
Nope.
First off, no, you don't.
Bro, they got ring cameras
Yeah,
hidden
no,
all
you
around
don't.
that bitch. Yeah.
Secondly,
You're not.
your roommates. Get the fuck
You
out of here.
can't say
How
that.
embarrassing is it to bring somebody back to your parents' house? Like, how do you date?
It's got to
Like,
be insane.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how do you? That's crazy to me.
That's like
That's crazy.
that's maybe like I haven't thought about it because I haven't thought about dating in so long. But if I tried to get back into dating and the first date that happens, we're going back to my parents' house. As soon as I find out it's the parents' house, I am never dating for the rest of my life.
I'm out.
I'm like, if this is the state of dating, I'm not involved.
That happened to me. One time I was bartending at this, at a barbecue place, right? This is how bad this was.
Oh, so you just smell like meat? Dude, if a lady picks you up and you smell like meat and she's like on board, you got to be careful with that one.
Yeah.
That's a crazy.
Good. That wasn't the first red flag.
No.
So I remember, dude, she got me because she was like, yeah, we have a pool and a hot tub. Should have known.
You should have known. She can't afford
Not only was it her parents' house, but like we're going to smoke a joint. So we go out to this like fucking barn thing, like a shed out back.
Oh, like her childhood hangout spot.
Yeah. Oh. And it's her dad's. And I'm looking up and it's like all this like military shit. And I'm just like, yo, dude, wait a minute, bro. It's like, yeah, he was a sniper, blah, 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 blah. I'm just like,
you can't tell me that.
And then I'm just sitting there like, not only am I smoking weed in his shed.
5 windows of the house from here. He could just pop me from any of those.
I was
right
like,
now.
get me the fuck out of here. And she's like all drunkenly trying to, and then she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I'm out. Dude, you know it's not an aphrodisiac? Banging some white trash bitch in a shed outside of her parents' house. Like, I just can't. I was at a low point, but not that low.
You're like, I still smell okra in my house.
Yeah, not that low. I'm out. I'll take my chances on the road.
Yeah, I'm going to hitchhike home because that's safer than this.
God, it was terrible.
Yeah, you're like, I'm going to go share a needle with a guy to forget this.
I'm going to go pick a pill up off the ground and take my chances, dude. That's a fucking nightmare.
I'm going to walk until I find a pill on the ground and then eat it.
Which at your house, I'm sure, is right around the corner.
I'm sure I'll see it in the front yard.
Dude, it's just like, no way.
Yeah.
Those were rough times. That was a dark time in my life. Rough time.
Weird left turn. But I got to figure out how to get this in somewhere.
All right.
The other night, I was at a bar, and I heard a song that reminded me. And I asked because I wasn't sure if you had heard the story of the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
No.
Which is the name of the song, Gordon Lightfoot, one-hit wonder shit.
Wait, hold on. Gordon Lightfoot is not a one-hit wonder because he had that one where he's talking about his whore of a wife.
I that's the only song I know by him. So to me, he's a one-hit wonder.
Okay.
But
arguably a two-hit wonder.
Two-hit wonder. Okay. We'll be nice to him. Shout out Gordon. If he's still kicking, I have no idea.
It's like somebody is screaming right now because they heard me describe the song as this whore of a wife. Somebody's screaming 10 years in the future.
Yeah. When they go back and listen to it.
Yeah. Welcome to the pod, future people.
We should just start referencing future people now.
Future people, I'm glad you joined. Glad you found us. This is the humble beginnings. This is the rocky end of Finish the Story 1.0, the transition to 2.0.
We're figuring it out.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. I'll do the thumbnails.
Yeah.
All right.
So this ship, it's like, this is like a Midwestern thing. Like, this is a thing that, as far as I know, every Midwestern man knows this story and this song, and is like, when it comes on, they're like, oh, that's the shit right there.
Okay, all right.
It's one of those. But I was like, I just realized the other day when I heard the song, I'm like, this is probably pretty regional. I bet most people around the country don't know about this.
Never heard of it.
So the Edmund Fitzgerald was, and I only know all these details because I Googled it the other night.
Nice.
Built in 1958, biggest ship in the Great Lakes at the time. And it held that title to 1971. But then in 75, it was on a ship, or it was on a run full of steel. And there was another ship behind it, and they were kind of like talking to each other and going. Well, Lake Superior is known for being pretty brutal. Like, it almost has ocean-like stuff happen, but it's a lake, so it's all like freezing and horrible.
Yeah.
So it's November, and basically the winter storms got bad early that year.
Oh, jeez. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Bro, so
not great.
The story goes, the Fitzgerald and the Anderson is 10 miles behind, and they leave this port. They're like, we're going to make it at like 7:15 or something. The captain calls over and is like, hey, we're taking on water, but we're going to make it. So, just keep an eye. We'll be fine.
What an optimist.
5 minutes later.
What an optimist, dude. We're taking on water. Things are fine. It's totally cool.
Yeah, they're like,
we're
running the pumps. They're like, we don't have that far to go, though, because they don't have that far to go. Like, they're on their way. There's another ship 10 miles behind. It feels pretty safe. As safe as it could.
Tale old as time.
Bro, 5 minutes later, the Anderson calls up. The call that they were starting to take on water was the last thing that anybody ever heard. All 29 people died. I don't think they found any part of the ship till the 90s.
What?
Like, it literally just disappeared into Lake Superior.
That's crazy that it's like that fast. I wonder what happened.
Bro, like, so fast.
So Gordon Lightfoot wrote a song about this?
A song, yeah, like 3 years later, he wrote a song, and it's like deep Midwest lore. Like, it's one of those things where you hear it, and you're like, oh, this is where I come from. I can feel it here. Like, but that's...
Never heard of that.
I also, you never heard of it. Here, let's look it up.
No, man, that's crazy. That's crazy that the last thing was, and that's such like a polite thing. Oh, we're fine. We're taking in water, don't you know?
Yeah, the SS Edmund Fitzgerald.
Oh, man.
Entire crew of 29 men. Actually, yesterday was the...
Yesterday. Oh, look at
How
us.
many years is that?
Yeah. The anniversary.
Yup.
Oh, all right. Damn.
Oh, no, they did find some of it pretty quick.
So he played music day and night over the ship's intercom. I bet that was obnoxious.
Yeah, I bet people hated it.
Yeah.
They're like, fuck this guy.
He's like the equivalent of the old black guys on the motorcycles that drive around with the That's this guy. He's got like monster like jacket on. He's just hanging off the side of the boat. Just, God damn it, we get it, dude. Nobody wants to hear Whitney Houston again.
So here's a good map. So this kind of shows.
Oh, they sank right there?
Yeah, they're running through here. So, but they were like, there's another port over here that they were going to stop at.
Oh, yeah, they were almost there.
So they were like right there. And
then I guess, that's crazy that they all thought, like nobody jumped off. That's crazy.
I mean, they might have, but it's like hurricane level winds.
Oh, fuck. That's terrifying. That's really to me might be the scariest is to be on a ship.
Yeah, 3 meter waves.
Yeah.
Dude, so 3 meter waves on a lake.
What's meters?
10 feet.
Jesus
About
Christ.
10-foot waves in a lake.
That's
in
a lake. Story, dude. That's a one story just.
Yeah. That's
a scary way to die. That's not good.
No.
That's not good. Whatever you believe in, that's not a good way to go to the other side. Terrified.
Like one guy got domed by a thrown piece of metal, and he had the easiest death. Like he died immediately, and everybody else just drowned in freezing water.
Yeah, everybody watched that, and they're like, oh my God. They didn't know. It was like, that was the best way we could have all possibly gone. Fuck. Yeah, that's a terrifying. It's like going down in a plane. Like, that's just terrifying. Like, the last moments before you die are just like, fuck.
Yeah, horrible.
Yeah. It's not a good energy to bring to Bartow with you.
Shortly after 3 p.m., was taking on water.
See, I feel like my last call would have just been like, we're fucked. Holy shit. Things are not good.
Oh, I forgot about it. So the Fitzgerald also, one of the things, the reason that they called them again is because they disappeared from the radar. They just...
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Just boop.
Oh, that ain't good.
That would be... What a scary thing to see, like looking at like the radar where it's spinning and there's just that dot and you're like, boop.
Yeah. That's like following your drunk friend home.
And
like, nah, dude, I'll follow you home. And then all of a sudden you just see headlights.
So how many...
Like, I love that when people are like, I'll follow you home. Yeah, you're going to help me make not a terrible decision when I run this red light. You're just going to be sitting behind me like, oh, God, no.
Yep.
He just oh, fuck.
Come on. But so how many circles of that radar thing before you're like, I should probably call somebody? Like, once it disappears, like, you notice the first time it doesn't show up, and then you're like,
it's not great.
Maybe you just missed it that time around. Let's see if it shows up in 5 clicks or something.
I'm really tired. Yeah, that sucks.
But yeah, but also that's like, I was trying to think of what's the Southern equivalent.
Thank God that happened, though. Otherwise, Gordon Lightfoot might not have a career.
Or he would be, God forbid, a one-hit wonder.
Yeah. Gordon Lightfoot. But
yeah, check out. I'll show you the song after the episode.
Yeah, obviously, I'm gonna definitely listen to it.
It would be hilarious if you didn't specifically.
Wait till the live show in January.
Yeah. We'll come out to it. Nah, that's not a good set in the vibe for a show, is it?
Might be the best set in the vibe after
a shipwreck.
Feed everybody muffins.
That's true. Yeah. We'll make our intro song the entire 8-minute song.
Yeah.
So we'll come up
like
to
a
it
friend of mine
halfway through and then just sit there and jam out to the rest of it. Yeah.
A friend of mine, his dance at his wedding, they didn't look at how long the actual song was, and the DJ didn't know to cut it off. So it's
what song?
It was like the live version of.
They're dancing to Freebird.
Yeah, it was something like that. Like where it was like this song will go on for 20 minutes.
Why did we pick a live Grateful Dead song?
Yeah. Dude, I watched a video of the Grateful Dead this morning of them on Playboy After Dark. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
So Playboy After Dark did like a late night show, and they would have guests come on, they'd interview them, they'd play music. Well, the Grateful Dead were like, dude, these guys suck. This is Square City.
They hated it.
So Owsley dosed the coffee and fucking didn't tell anybody. So then they have extras in the studio.
Just losing
So they're all just sitting around, and all of a sudden everybody's just tripping, and then the Grateful Dead come out and they're wearing ponchos and shit. It's a great show, man. They really kill it, but it's so funny. I was like, that's such a fun. Could you imagine being like, hey, man, you're going to be an extra on Playboy After Dark. And the next thing you know, you're just like, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that dosed the coffee pot.
Bro, this guy is losing it.
Yeah, it's so funny. And it's like they're all squares that go down. Yeah, go down to that picture where the dude's in the tux. Bottom left, down. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, yeah. Bro, there's a dude in a tux just why am I wearing all this?
Everybody starts questioning everything.
I folded a pocket square this morning, and I'm not sure why.
Yeah, why am I even in clothes? Yeah. I mean, I don't condone dosing people. I think everybody knows where I stand on that.
You know what, man? I'm not sure that cigarettes are so good for me like the doctor says.
Yeah, immediately just the last puff of a cigarette you ever have. Just, the fuck am I doing? I think I'm done with this cocaine. And they played if you go watch it, they played this song "Mountains on the Moon." It's just the trippiest.
I don't know that song, but it sounds.
It's acoustic. It's very trippy, and yeah, I'm like, dude, they changed those people's lives.
Yeah, those are different people.
Yeah, they came in one way and left another.
Those people are smoking crack in Los Angeles right now.
Yeah, probably, or ruining the economy somehow.
Yeah, that seems more likely.
I love how boomers act like they changed the world. You're like, shut.
Oh, you did, but not in a good way.
Yeah, you ate acid in a mud puddle. Will you shut the fuck up?
Well, you ate acid in a mud puddle, and then you fought the war on drugs.
That went well.
Yeah.
So, dude, I was thinking about it. You were talking about your that guy hitting the mailbox.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this story. This happened in Savannah. So one time I was in Savannah, right? This is how you know that you're drunk. When you start telling somebody that you're leaving the bar, and people who aren't involved in the conversation look over and are like, how are you getting home? You know?
Yeah.
No, I was at the
when
bar.
Strangers are curious.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm leaving. Everybody's like, how you leave? Like, how are you leaving?
Elaborate.
And I'm like, that's my bike over there. And I had this bicycle. And I remember my buddy that was bartending was like, dude, please do not ride your bike home. Like, you will kill yourself. So I remember him being genuinely concerned. And he had never been concerned before. And I had drank and rode my bicycle home so many nights. So as I'm sitting there, I'm like, he might be right.
Yeah. That's such a fun thing that your drunk mind plays on.
Yeah.
Where it's like somebody can be waving a literal red flag in front of you and be like, he might be onto something.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I got to think it through a little more.
This bar full of people I don't think are wrong. So this is how fucked up I was. This was my plan. I was like, I'll call an Uber. So I call an Uber to follow me home on my bicycle.
And then you blow a red light.
So I'm sitting there and the Uber pulls up. And, like in my mind, I told him, listen, I'm riding my bicycle home. I need you to follow me.
He's got like a minivan. You could put it in the back.
To make sure that nothing happens. I'm sure what it sounded like was, hey, man, I got my bicycle. Just follow me home.
Yeah.
So the dude's looking at me and he's like, what? And then I get on my bicycle and I start going. So he's like, I guess I'm following this dude. So the Uber driver really needed the fare, so he starts following me. This is how fucked up I was. As I'm going, I get like 20 yards down the street. I forget I called this dude. So I'm looking behind me like, why is this dude on my ass, bro? I'm like, go around. I'm giving him the go around. So as I'm standing up to tell this dude to go around, dude, I'm turned around. I slam this stop sign face first. I'm talking about like tight, like it clotheslines me off of my bicycle. I go backwards. I slam and hit the ground.
Damn.
So I hear this dude's voice. It's like, oh my God, are you okay? And immediately I'm like, oh, that's Andrew, my Uber driver.
You just remember.
So he picks me up and I'm like, dude, I hit so hard. This is how hard I hit that when I went down, the brake on my bike was broke. So I had slammed so hard, dude, and I was fucked up. I had like the arm. I was annihilated. But there was so many people outside the bar because I was like not.
And
even,
they all saw you're.
Yeah,
like right
I'm 20 yards from the bar, and so everybody's like, "Holy shit, dude, Keegan just wiped out." So I'm so embarrassed. I get up and I'm just like, dude, I'm getting this bike home. Just follow me. And the guy's like, please don't do that. So I'm like looking at this Uber driver. I'm like, you don't know me, but know this.
That's never going somewhere good.
Yeah. I'm stubborn to a fault. Like, I'm getting this bike home. So, dude, I get back on this bike. I got my arm, my fucking brakes hanging down. I start going. I'm going. I get around this curb. So I am literally turned around to tell him, like, dude, I got it. I totally got it. I fucking hit a planter. I was going through a square.
Over the top this time?
Oh, yeah. In a plant. So I was laying in this plant, and I remember it hurt so bad, dude. Like, I was doing that. So I'm sitting there trying to get up. I'm on all fours. And I just remember these this bush is like all over my face. And I wake up, and I'm in bed. And like my arms are bleeding. Like there's blood all over the sheets.
You do not have a bike
and
anymore.
The girl that I was dating at the time, would not talk to me. She was sleeping on the couch and she wanted nothing to do with me.
Damn.
So I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, it feels like somebody beat me with a baseball bat, dude. I'm just like, I'm laying in bed like, oh God, like I'm bad. Yeah. I hurt. I'm all scratched up. I grab my phone. And I'm looking at my phone, and I have all these missed calls from like a fucking number that I don't recognize. I'm like, what the fuck? So I have a text message from this number I don't recognize. I open it. It's like, hey, man, it's Andrew, your Uber driver. I'm worried about you. The girl I was dating said she's just sitting in the living room. All of a sudden, there's like a knock at the door. She's like, the fuck? She like opens the door. It's some Uber driver holding me by the back of my shirt.
You're bleeding.
I'm bleeding. I got a broke bike that's just laying outside the door. She's like, oh my God.
You still had the bike?
Yeah.
Wait, so
I put it in the back of his fucking car because I
Okay.
could have done it from the beginning.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
Yeah.
right away.
Yeah. No, I was determined to get it home because everybody said I shouldn't.
So did you call Andrew and we're like, dude?
Yeah, I sent him a fat tip. I was like, I
I
am so
hope so.
sorry. He
What
was
a
like,
good
dude,
Uber
I am
driver.
so worried about you.
What a good Uber driver.
He's like, that second one hurt. He's like, he said, now imagine his point of view.
Yeah.
He's just like, what did this guy say? Follow him. And then he's following me. I go, wipe out on the stop sign. He's like, put your bike in the back of the car. I don't get what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hit the planter and he said it was rough. Because I was
had-
standing up, like on the pedals. So I like went over.
You want to hear why I don't do Kratom?
Yeah, obviously, yes.
So I did comedy at this All Talents open mic
Which is the best way to start a story.
at a Kratom bar.
Yeah. Do you want to know why I don't do Kratom anymore?
So Boone, North Carolina.
Yeah. So you did comedy at a Kratom bar.
Yes.
Which is very popular in North Carolina.
Not good.
It's so popular in
It's
North Carolina.
a horrible comedy show because it's like you're doing comedy to an opium den. Like
Yeah.
everybody's just zonked on the couch, like
Yeah.
incapable of showing any kind of emotion.
Yeah, that's kind of like the weed shows.
Yeah.
You're like, well, everybody's too high.
So it went bad, obviously,
Right.
and
Off the
so
Zoinkies.
I drink a bunch of Kratom
Yeah.
because I'm like, well,
As you
I'm
do.
at least gonna have fun.
Mhm.
And I get on my longboard to go home. It's like a mile, bro. It's like straight shot. It's half down like a very light downhill, and I was incapable of like riding the train properly because it's sidewalk, so it's bump,
Yeah,
bump,
yeah.
bump, bump. Some of those bumps are a little bigger. It's North Carolina, they're not doing great jobs out there. So every time I hit one of those, the Kratom, I was just so zonked on this board that the board would just stop and I would just go off of it and land on my shoulder. I fell probably 5 or 6 times on the way home, and every time I just like total ragdoll physics, just
Yeah.
like no catching myself, bro. I woke up and I was like, I might have destroyed my shoulder
Yeah.
permanently.
Yeah.
Like it took a few days, and I'm like, I can't do Kratom because it didn't hurt when it was happening.
Yeah.
I just kept landing.
Yeah. Kratom just turns that off.
I don't like
It
it.
just turns off they're like, it attaches to your
Yeah.
pain. Yeah. Receptor. No, it just turns it off. It's
Also,
literally
if
like-
you have 2 beers, it's like just total like immediate spins.
Yeah.
I get the spins as soon as I like anything. And if I crossed it with anything else at all, I would get the spins like immediately and just be like, "Oh, I hate this stuff." It's like, why am I drinking this dirt water that doesn't make me feel good?
Yeah. The guy down the street used to call them dirt Percocets.
Yeah, that sounds right.
No, I was like, that's a pretty good description.
Yeah, I'm not into them.
So yeah, that was my. I thought about that Uber story when you were talking about Buddy hitting that 2x4. I thought about it. It's like, dude, that's mine.
I like that story because first you went under, then you went over.
Yeah,
Like you really got all sides of the
Yeah,
bike crashing lane. You know what I mean?
yeah. Stop sign to the face was rough.
Like
the
the-
crashing on a bike is embarrassing as an
Yeah.
adult.
Oh yeah.
As an adult,
Oh yeah.
dude, I showed up to the job I was working in Savannah drunk on St. Patty's Day. She literally said, "Do not show up here fucked up." She's like, "I don't care. Go do your festivities. It's St. Patty's Day in Savannah. You got to
Yeah.
work tonight. Don't show up fucked up." So I'm like on the ride there. I'm like, I gotta get it together, you know. I was like, I remember the wind. I was like, little fresh air.
You have the biggest coffee that you could find.
I'm like, fresh air will do the body good, dude. So I'm fucking going, and I come pulling up, and my buddy. Now you got to remember, it's a 5-star restaurant, so I'm dressed in a dress shirt. I got a tie.
Oh, it's a nice
on.
place.
Oh,
Okay.
it's 5-star. So I'm like, I got to really clean up, get ready, dude. As I come around this turn, I hit this like little gravel patch on the square. Eat shit in front of my GM, the manager, and the fucking sous chef. So they're like, man, I hope Keegan's not fucked up today. And I just come in just sliding on the asphalt. I remember getting up and being like, wow, that really hurt, but trying to act like it didn't hurt.
Yeah.
But dude, I'd raspberried my whole back.
Your shirts and pants are all ripped up now.
Shredded.
Oh.
She was like, you got to go home and change. I was like, dude, it was magic getting this shirt together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I found this one on the bottom of the pile.
You don't want to see what the other one looks like.
I did the trick where you put it in the dryer with a wet rag.
Yep.
Yeah, a couple dryer sheets. Smells
Straighten
like
her
a
out
foot.
a little bit. Yeah. No, I know the game.
That's some real fucking dirtbag shit.
How do you think every army dress uniform ever gets straightened out?
No, I got good with the iron. I'm real good with that iron.
I would always just hang my shit in the bathroom and turn the shower up all the way for a while.
Yeah, that's a good move too.
Steam
But
it.
here's my thing. Now, this is a tip for all the Finish the Story fans. You have to do a little social camouflage. If you're gonna be as stoned as I am on a day-to-day, when you show up to work, you can't have a wrinkly shirt because that's already setting off alarm bells. Now they're like, wrinkly shirt. They look at your eyes. They're like, holy shit,
Yeah.
this guy's a disaster.
By the way, I'm going to go ahead and say, Keegan, you're talking about stoners. Drunks, same thing.
Yes.
If you're drinking, it's the same thing.
Yes, it's like to show up.
How do you think I learned all this in the Army when I was actively drunk at work?
You have to show up. You got to be clean. You got to have a nice press shirt. You got to be dressed to the nines. Have a good haircut. That helps too. Like waiting tables. And just be fucking obliterated.
Yep.
And then you don't care. You don't care. I look at these people that walk around like, this lady asked for extra ranch. I'm so stoned that when people are like, I need extra ranch, I'm like,
you're like,
for sure, dude. Me too. When I eat these fries, holy shit, bro. I caught myself the other day. I ate edibles at work and somebody ordered a pasta dish. And I'm like, you want to do melted cheese on top?
you're like offering extras.
Yeah. I was like, you want to do melted mozzarella on top? The dude goes, stop. I was like, I know. It's not on the menu, but it's fire.
That's
dude,
awesome.
I've gotten high with tables. One time I got high with the table and we got high and came back to the table, like to my section, just stinking of weed. And it was the best because it's like it was him and then this other table. Because I was like, I'm gonna step out for a second. The dude's like, see you in a minute. Like when you getting high tables is the best. High tables are the best tables at a restaurant.
Yeah,
they're always the coolest. They're always the funniest. They're very chill. Nobody really talks. Drunk tables are the worst.
It's weird because I've been not front facing for pretty much all my jobs.
Yeah,
like I've always been.
Oh yeah. It's crazy.
So like the drunkest I was at work was in breweries. Yeah. But I was like, I'm back a house. Yeah. You know, like I'm in the back area. Yeah. Which really it makes sense because of the amount of your job that consists of squeegeeing floors. Yeah. So like you need to be pretty mind numb. Yeah. If you're gonna squeegee for 2 hours.
You gotta have a buzz when you're mopping, dude.
Or like, dude, you know what kind of sucks is when you have a big tank with an opening this big and you got to get a hose and you got to clean it out with that hose. Like you got to spray all the little parts down. That sucks. If you got a buzz going, that is a great carnival game.
Yeah. You know what's awesome when you have a buzz on? A group of fucking sorority or a group of like bachelorette party.
Oh, yeah.
No buzz, that's a nightmare. When I worked, dude, the most that I saw people drink at a restaurant was when I worked at a brunch place, and it was fucking on. Everybody drank champagne like crazy. I remember one time an old lady fell, and like she fell down during this party, and the manager, the GM comes around, and he's like, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna have to review the tapes." Dude, everybody was like working. Everybody's like. It was like, so we went to the guy who had just become the manager. He was like a server that just became manager, and we're like, we'll call him P. I was like, yo, P, you have to check those tapes. He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, he can't check the tapes or we're all fired. And he's like, how bad is it? I was like, literally. He's like, all right.
How bad could it be?
I was like, as bad as you could possibly imagine. I'm not saying somebody snuck in the office and got another bottle of champagne, but I'm saying somebody did not do that.
Yeah, that's not great.
No, it was terrible. It was awful. But it was so funny just to look on everybody's face like yeah, that was a place where you just, because it was like endless champagne. And it's like you're dealing with tourists and it was busy. Dude, as soon as the place would open, there was like a line wrapped around the building. Yeah. You're just like, we're about to get fucked. It's like 8 in the morning. You're like just in the weeds. You'd make so much money though.
Oh, I bet.
One time I
When
remember
people get that drunk, they usually tip pretty good.
I remember our manager. I went out to a happy hour after, like on a Saturday when we got off. We get off like 3, get out by like 4. So we went to a happy hour around the corner, and I fucking fell asleep. I ordered my first beer and fell asleep at the bar. I got in so much trouble because that's like, you can't lie. Like, we don't drink at work. She's like, dude, it's not only does this guy drink, he's asleep. Like, he barely made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is how bad Savannah is. I was asleep at the bar like this, and my buddy woke me up, and I'm like, he's like, hey, you know the rules.
Can't do
If
that.
you're sleeping in there, you got to go. He's like, I already put your beer to go, and here's a shot. And I was like, I didn't order a shot. He goes, those nice people down the bar ordered you one.
Nice.
I'm like, what are these savages? They're like, that dude's sleeping at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Send him a shot. Like, what? Those people want to watch the world
It'll wake
burn.
you up. They're just
did.
trying to get you awake.
Yeah, right. Either wake you up or tip you over.
You know what wakes you up? What wakes me up first thing in the morning? A nice shot of Rumplemints.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That tastes like probation. Rumplemints tastes like
Bro,
probation. It tastes like a dissertation.
It tastes like single mothers.
It tastes litigious. I went out one time with this dude that had like fucking 5 DUIs that bartended with us in Savannah, and he drank Rumplemints and almost fought an undercover police officer. And I was just watching him on River Street, and the dude that was with the undercover cop was like, you need to get your boy. I was like, that ain't my boy, dude.
No, not anymore.
I'm just here to see if he can fight as good as he talks. I got news for y'all. I think he can. Because the guy was like, I'm an undercover police officer. I'll never forget. He looked at him. He goes, I fucking hope so for your sake. I was like, oh, no.
That's not what it
That's
say.
not what you want to see, a Rumplemints demon breathe through his teeth. I hope so.
It's like, you can't even tell I'm drunk because it just smells like mint.
It smells like your uncle that's not fucking invited to Christmas.
It
anymore.
smells like you're trying to be sober, so you don't have any booze in the house, so you went for the mouthwash.
Yeah. It's bad. I've drank it one time, and it is bad.
The one time I'd say I got drunk on Rumplemints was with a group of dudes at, I would say, a small house party, but it was really, we got drunk on Rumplemints during a D&D session.
Oh, I was about to say, Trent, first rule of Fight Club is we don't talk about Fight Club.
No, this was D&D, and we did not make it through the
Rumplemint D&D. That's what I was gonna say. How
we didn't make it, dude. We didn't make it through the introductory like part. Like there's
just
like
fist fighting.
like the first scene of this campaign where it's like it starts you in some weird situation that you got to figure your way out as you go. We did not clear that.
No,
we didn't make it through.
No, it's five guys drunk on Rumplemints just screaming in a room.
We didn't make it to the we didn't make it to the role playing part of this role playing game. I think we spent 3 hours figuring out characters.
Yeah, you drink Rumplemints and then you're describing to a jury of your peers exactly what happened that night.
It was
No, so I asked the Uber to follow me home on my bicycle. Like Rumplemints.
Now he's on the
Now Andrew is an accomplice. Dude, I had a guy one time in an Uber. I was like, called him like, hey,
Keegan Ray, how do you plea? And you're being charged with vehicular manslaughter on a bicycle?
Yeah.
How did you?
Dude, they gave a guy at Jimmy John's in Savannah a speeding ticket, and he rode a fixed gear bike, and it was because they clocked him going around the square, and he was going hauling ass. Like, this dude would haul ass. And the police officer was like, bro, if you hit like an old lady crossing the street, she would explode. It'd be like The Boys when he runs into that guy. I mean,
nobody deserves to die over a sandwich with mayo on.
No, it would be like Sonic. Just all her rings come out. Bling, 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 bling. I mean, dude.
Just a bunch of turquoise jewelry flying out.
Fucking hipster and a fixie bike hits you going 30 miles
Some
an
lady
hour.
in town from Phoenix.
just explodes. You're just sitting on a park bench like, oh, what was that? The old lady, dude. This fucking guy slammed her. Freaky fast. Jimmy John's. Freaky fast.
Looks like you got her ear.
Yeah, freaky fast. Night, night, mama.
Bro, what a crazy internet video that would be.
Dude, it would be like when he hit that bird, the pitcher.
Yeah.
Randy Johnson hit that bird. That's what it would be like, except it would just be like mothballs or whatever old people have inside of them.
Did you see the house explosion?
No.
Bro, there's a house exploded in Virginia during a police standoff.
Oh, I did see that.
Bro.
Yeah, those were under some
So
very...
I shouldn't have Googled it more, but I did.
Yeah.
Did you see?
You can't be Googling shit like that, dude.
No.
You got to have a VPN.
No, I do.
Yeah.
But this guy...
Just show your search history next to your picture. They're like, I mean...
Well, that's... Did you see this guy's LinkedIn profile?
No.
So his LinkedIn profile was all like, the CIA is a criminal organization.
Yeah, strike one, he's got a LinkedIn.
Down with the FBI. that's his like profile tagline in his LinkedIn.
Because if you're all about down with the FBI, you're gonna put it on your LinkedIn bio. I smell a false flag. Dude.
Oh no, it's definitely. But like you see that and you're like, that's a little weird and on the nose, isn't it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, so they were serving.
See,
some
what's going to
warrant.
be even scarier is they're going to be able to deep fake people. Like, I think they can do it now, but I say 4 years. I mean, it's going to be. You're not going to be able to tell what's real or what's
I'm excited for it.
Me too, because then I'm really going to start misbehaving.
Yeah, we can, dude. Think about the way that I think about it is like that's basically the podcast singularity.
Yeah.
Because once the first major case where somebody didn't say something and it's being represented and like it gets caught, the first time that happens on like a major massive scale, now every podcaster can have that scapegoat for anything that like we can say literally anything that we want and we can just if it comes out we can just be like, oh, that's clearly AI generated.
Yeah,
I never said that.
That's clear. I would never.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I think
Israel, I'm looking at you. I would never.
I think that's. I think that's when the true
Israel.
That's when the true podcast golden age is going to kick off.
Yeah. The true golden age of podcasting, when you can spew whatever you want. Yeah. I think we're seeing it with Twitter. I'm not on Twitter, but it's truly.
I'm off it.
Yeah, I'm not on it either.
I hate it.
It's like opiates. I love the way we talk about it. I'm off of it, dude.
I have a bit that I gotta actually. Maybe I'll try it tonight. I've tried it in the past, but I like put it on the back burner.
Oh yeah, I know that bit. I love that bit. Don't put that on the back burner. Definitely put that up front.
Well, sometimes I feel like it's good to put stuff on the back burner because you can work it around later. Yeah. Like it's not hitting like it should now.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about, and then you put it on the back burner,
and then you come back and you're like, okay, now I've gained the skill to do this joke the way it should be done. So I'll try it tonight.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Hey, also I wanted to say, if anybody is listening to this podcast, drop your shirt size in the comments, and I'll ship you a shirt. So first 3 people that do that, I will give you a shirt. So if you comment on this
3
video,
free ones?
First 3 people, I'll send you a shirt. Just comment your shirt size, and I'll send it to you.
Oh boy!
So we'll get. I'll send you a DM. We'll get your information, and I will ship you a T-shirt. So.
Hell
yeah,
man. I'll throw some of my stickers in there probably.
Yeah, I'll throw some stickers. We'll do something, man. What I'm hoping to have is each shirt that we ship out when we start doing shipping with the shirts is going to have a little like package of stickers and notes and maybe some Polaroids and shit.
Hell yeah. Some cool stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we've been going 53 minutes.
All right, man. I knew it. I'm getting better at it. Yeah. I can feel it. It's like when you start doing stand-up, you can start feeling the time a little bit more.
The first time I looked, I don't think it was until like 45 minutes or something, almost 45. So, yeah, I'm getting there too.
Well, yeah, man, thank you for tuning in. Next week, we got Plug Chapman on the podcast. So, looking forward to having him as a guest. And like I said, drop your size on the comments. First 3 people, I'll send you a shirt. So, thank y'all for tuning in. Bye.
Do it, sluts.